It's math, it's science. The system that is now designed isn't designed for the human needs. Time is money, but it's actually all around. Time is the most valuable aspect, but we do not value it on the right way. Money, the paper, the paper that actually has no real value, then it's gonna crash completely, I think.
Hello, dear viewers. My name is Jason, and today I would like to welcome my co-host, Olga, and our guest, Ian from Belgium. Before we get into it, I'm going to have Ian introduce himself, tell a little bit about what he does, where he's from, what he likes to do, and what brings him here. And then we're going to get right into reactions about TikTok videos. And this is a little bit of a different format, but we're going to watch a video and then we're going to react to it and share what we think about it, what we feel about it, and what our understandings relate to the global society as a whole in regards to the video. So without further ado, Ian, please tell our viewers about yourself.
Hi, I'm Ian Gijsels. I'm from Ghent, Belgium. I'm a creative person. I like to make film. I develop software. I have a little community where we try to make it a little better and try to find a new way of living. Like to live, like to do beautiful things, and I'm curious. I discovered Creative Society and I try to join the movement and the idea. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ian. So much. I just want to ask you a word, since I see how Ian a little shy for our viewers, that he's actually a very extraordinary person, because Ian is an entrepreneur. He's founder of the nonprofit association Collective Stories, Wishman, Klimoaten, and Ghent Reviewer. He's also manager at Shanti Ghent and developer of recreation.be. And as Ian said himself, a Ghent phenomenon. Thank you so much for joining. So since you already mentioned that you were impressed by the Creative Society, can you tell our viewers, what did you find so cool about this project and how did it inspire you?
Well, I think I was searching the internet. I think we all do, looking for an answer, a better way. And I found it just on the internet. I read the 8 foundations, and for me it felt right. I think now in a world where there's a lot of change going on, a lot of people finding themselves in a way of living that is not fitted to the human design, and I think we're all feeling the need to change, to have a creative society and a way of living that is more fitted to who we are and our creative possibilities. And for me, it felt right. And I was like, all right, I think that's the way to go. And I think in the online possibility that is now before us, we need to use it for advantages, and unite the people all around the globe and create a creative society. I like that. And it's necessary, that's for sure.
Thank you so much, Ian. You know, when we were discussing Creative Society with you and this very diverse project in Creative Society, we are finding problems which humanity is facing and also finding solutions, how we can bear all those crises. And I remember when I asked you, which problems Belgian people are mostly worried about. First, you were saying always financial problems. And that was a little surprising for me. I must confess that in my world, Belgium was a place of this, perfect world where people are not worried about anything. And maybe it was, in my mind, the most financially safe and stable place in the world. And now I see that it's just kind of an illusion that we all have in our minds, that where we live, it's a difficult place, but somewhere else there is a wonderland where everyone is happy, safe, and so on. But what we see in real, when we investigate the situation in the world, that everything is interconnected and there is no one place which can just isolate and live happily, safely, and isolate their people from all the problems which are happening in the rest of the world. And you know that 7th of May, we held a huge conference called Global Crisis. We are people, we want to live. This beautiful name just speaks for itself, that it's about us people and how we can live as humans, not just surviving as it's happening now in the world. And since you mentioned financial problems, and we were really digging into this problem, trying to get to the bottom of it, we want to show you a video from the forum. It won't be a short TikTok video, so please get ready for 6 minutes, but you can stop any moment and comment. We would love to hear any thoughts of yours, any feedback. So let's just watch together. So let's go.
Yeah.
Did you know that almost all of the planet's resources are concentrated in the hands of a small group of people? Today, only 1% of people own more wealth than the rest 99% of the world's population. And the trend is that this world's wealth is flowing into the hands of this 1% at a great speed. Since 2020, the wealth of the world's 10 richest men has more than doubled. Their wealth during the pandemic increased at a rate of $15,000 per second, or $1.3 billion a day. Meanwhile, the vast majority of the population was only becoming poorer. The number of beggars living on less than $2 a day has increased by 160 million. According to WHO, every day, more than 25,000 people die of hunger and more than 5,000 die of lack of water and unsanitary conditions. At the same time, 1% of people who own the world's corporations, banks, and stock exchanges have a tremendous amount of money on their accounts as a debt load, which would be enough to solve not only the problems of hunger, lack of water and food, but all the material problems of humankind in general. Why did this happen? And why is this situation only getting worse every year? The reason is a consumerist format of our economy, which is based on unlimited accumulation of private wealth or capitals. The world economy is growing due to the growth of huge corporations owned by individuals in our world. These global corporations become like monopolies, killing and taking over national small and medium-sized businesses. And the more capital is in their hands of a few, the faster they get richer and the faster billions of people are becoming poorer. Growing like a huge octopus, world corporations and their owners influence national governments. They lobby their interests, promoting their business, getting cheap labor, buying up natural resources for peanuts, and destroying the environment. We as a society have long had no control over what is going on. Even governments are no longer in control, falling under the power of interests of a few. Poverty, hunger, and inequality are not the worst of what this unlimited enrichment leads to. By getting unlimited wealth in their hands, they gain unlimited power. This becomes the cause of military conflicts. After all, wars are not started by ordinary people. The cause of wars is a competition of big capitals for spheres of influence, resources, and markets. World military expenditures over the last 20 years amounted to $35.5 trillion. While millions of us die in these wars, the few simply earn huge capital on that. In the consumerist format, wars have always been and remain a profitable business. This format is so inhumane that human lives have become just a means to make money. It's just business, nothing personal. And each of us understands that this is not normal. It is monstrous. No one wants to live in a world where their life is worthless, where there is no stability and security, where we have to survive but not live. Today, we're all hostages to the conditions of the consumerist format because we are all divided, silent, and inactive.
Nice.
In order to change this, it is necessary to change the format itself, that is, to build a creative society. A society where the life of every human and the provision of their needs come first rather than the interests of the 1% of people. However, we can only build creative society if we unite. And our key step to change this inhumane economic system is to limit wealth. That is, we will set wealth thresholds. And as the entire society, we will determine that limit. This will make the endless race for enrichment pointless. This will bring the economy back to its normal purpose of providing everyone with decent incomes and all the necessary goods and services anywhere in the world. Limitation of wealth will help us to redirect funds which are now kept in the accounts of a few individuals towards solving real problems of humanity and development of society. This does not mean that if a person has earned a certain amount of money, he no longer has the right to work. He has. But the super profits will be allocated to the needs of society. It will be prestigious to benefit society by developing one's own business, directing super incomes into the development of urban infrastructure, education projects, healthcare, technology, and science. By limiting wealth, we protect ourselves from usurpation of power, from the influence of corporation on production, finance, mass media, new technologies, as well as other key spheres of society. And this will benefit everyone, ordinary people, entrepreneurs, and even those who now own large capitals. Businessmen will be able to live without fear that some laws might be passed that will destroy their businesses. They will no longer be afraid of their business being taken away by global corporations. And they will simply stop worrying for their lives and the lives of their families. Limitation of wealth will free up funds to help implement the creative society concept.
Yes, beautiful. Very nice video editing. Yeah, do I give my reaction?
Compliment as from a video director, by the way.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
The content for me in the beginning, it's clear, and it's like, yeah, it's the message we all know. So I like that it's summarized, like, hey, there is something wrong in our current system, and I like that it's explained on like an objective way, like, hey, just this is how it's going now, and if we keep doing that, we're gonna get struck down, because on a way it's math, it's science. The system that is now designed isn't designed for the human need. I do have my questions about, I understand the limitation of wealth, but I have also thought a lot about it. I have an other perspective on it. What I find really is interesting is the world turns about money. Money is really important. If you have money, you can dehumanize someone. So everybody has his price. I think that's really interesting, but also very dangerous, that money, the paper, the paper that actually has no real value, that the way of transaction products and services and time, that transaction meaning, the transaction currency, has taken over. On a certain point, it was backed by gold, because that's the thing. Money is backed by gold, but from 1971, it's abolished. So now money is on its own. It's actually, if you really do the analysis, it's like we have how do you call it, fiduciaire. It's not real. It's money. The real value is actually the humans, the people who are using it, the trust in it. So if on a certain point, and that's I think gonna happen, people are gonna like, all right, what it's worth, it's what we trust in, then it's gonna crash completely. I think on a way, it's the money. It's a really big scheme, but it works because a lot of people use it, and it keep the basic. It makes sure that products and services are getting exchanged. That's the main goal of money. But the transaction meaning, the transaction currency, has risen too much above its just usage of products and time. What the research I'm doing together with a professor from the university, what if we have our own local currency? You see the total crypto and digital rage, and I think not per se the crypto is very important, but the gates it opens because you have a currency that is backed by data, and data has become really important now these days. And you have a currency that a local community can use to exchange products and service, and that becomes also something that gives a value to the community. I think that's a really interesting way, because I understand the concept of the limitation of wealth, but I think the monopoly game we're now playing with the US dollar, the euro, that game, it's already long been won by the 1%. And it will be, I think, impossible to change that one monopoly game. It won't be possible to change that game. I think we need to, with cardboard, with some markers, make a new monopoly game. Like, hey, we're going to make it less dependent on the big, but we're going to focus on the small communities who are making local products, who are making valuable services. And the time exchange can, I think, have a new possibility. If we have a new kind of currency system, where it's also possible to add the data, because I think the data is very, very important, because time is now not valued actually for what it is. Time is money, but it's actually all around. Time is the most valuable aspect, but we do not value it on the right way. And I think if time would be valued on in the same way as money, then I think people, their time would be valued. The time that the gardener puts in his work to create beautiful aubergine or a tomato or a carrot, doesn't matter. It's like, and then, yeah. So for me, like what I see, the wealth game, the dollar, the US, the whole Fugazi system, I don't believe in it. I don't like it. I play it. You have to do, because the world runs on money. I play the game smart. I put some investment and made some really nice things. But for me, it's like I really want to go towards a society where the local coins also have the possibility to maybe see, like, what I used to do. I had a paper, so the money, and I write down my name and for where you can use it. And if you have like a coin where you can see, all right, this coin went to this person, this person, this person, and this created a whole exchange of services, products, and you can see, all right, because this coin circulated a lot, it made sure that this project has been created, that these services has been placed. For me, I think that's really interesting way to go. I think if we create our own local digital currency, then we don't need the big banks, then we don't need the big corporations, then we don't need the big ones, because we have little beautiful communities who can provide, who can make their own food, make their own clothes. And of course, we still need some big companies, but then it would be like, all right, so we have everything in our beautiful little society. All right, we need a car to transport some stuff. All right, okay, we can exchange a little bit of our currency and on the way sell it to $1, euro. But then I think that would be a different verhouding. I don't know the word, the different comparison. because we wouldn't be that dependent of the money or the big corporations, or would have our own local community backed with local currency. So yeah, that's something I just dropped.
Thank you for sharing that. There's many people, that have come up with ideas of how to change this construct from a imaginary dollar to something different. But what's really interesting that I know from my insights and experience, and being with the Creative Society for some time and talking to people, is that if the construct is changed to the value of human life, everything changes. It doesn't matter what the dollar becomes, or what it represents, or what this coin, or what this crypto, blockchain technology turns into. As you said, everything's data. And if that data is driven by the value of human life, then every vector of our society all around the world will move in that direction. The limitation of wealth, though, is an interesting concept for me. And watching this video, I recalled that I had a problem with it initially. And I had a problem with it because, there is this idea that if you fight to pursue money and you earned it spending your time and attention, it's mine. I earned it. I put my effort into it. And so that's one side of it. But the other side of it is ignoring the fact, you can only look at it from that side, I realized, if you ignore the fact that you have responsibility to society, right? You now have power. You now have leverage. You now have the ability to make lives better. And I think the degradation of our values, as that video, like you said, was well put together, exemplifies that those who took that responsibility forgot the moral imperatives. And most people forget those moral imperatives until they're on their deathbed, and then they give away to some philanthropic organization, they give away land to some state, or they spend money to raise up some army somewhere, right? But if our values change, then people will understand that responsibility more. And of course, a limitation of wealth can happen, I feel. But also in that, what do most people pursue money for? Most people pursue money to take care of their loved ones around them, to change the society that's around them. That's what they initially pursue money for, is they want to get out of the hellhole that they're in and make life better for other people. So it's almost like the entire project. It's funny when you look at it from that direction, and you have that understanding or have that experience, as it was shared with me. That particular experience was shared with me because I never looked at it like that before. But I think that video did a wonderful job putting all that out on the table in such a short amount of time, in 6 minutes. And I really appreciate you sharing your ideas too, because you understand that it needs to change. It has to change. Like we're already going backwards. We need to go forward. Right.
Yeah.
So thank you for sharing your reaction. What about you, Olga? What do you think?
I totally agree with you guys. First of all, we need to change monetary system, that's for sure, because now what we see in society, money control us. And I love the saying of one of our dearest friends, that the problem is not that we have rich people, not even that we have very rich people. The problem is that we have poorness, that we have poor people. That's the problem. And I see that this gap is growing with years. And it's very shocking and interesting to notice as an ordinary person that after crises which we are facing, as pandemic, economical crisis, there are people who are getting extremely richer, not just richer, but like 10 times, 20 times, billion dollar times richer. And that's very sad that problems which we are facing as humanity are being used for getting someone richer. So I love the video. I love the idea. And I also love the idea that in creative society, it will be popularized to use money, to use wealth to help society. So there will be a real competition who will help more. And it will be a really proud moment to get super rich, because it will mean that you will make society super prosperous too. You will make this huge investment. And that, I think, why God gave us this competition ability, let's say. So thank you so much, both of you, for sharing your ideas. And I'd love to continue with few more videos now from TikTok, because we have very popular accounts on TikTok by creatives of Creative Society and of Global Crisis, our last conference. And I remember, Jan, that you mentioned that in your country and you personally are bothered by ecological problems. And we have a huge topic over the forum about ecology and how really we people influence our planet. So let's watch a short one, and I just want to hear your thoughts. Yeah, we have a lot of ways to destroy our ecological health, which we were using successfully as people, all of us. We will watch just a small one example.
Another serious problem of our time is that there are no accessible and safe technologies for waste disposal. Our planet has become a giant landfill. For example, less than 10% of plastic is recycled. The rest, we just throw away. Entire garbage islands have already been formed in the ocean. Microplastics have been found in the ice in Antarctica in 83% of tap water samples, and even in mothers' placentas. But it's a poison that contaminates people and nature. At the same time, the production of plastics is constantly growing. The volume of the global plastics market in 2020 was about $580 billion.
What did you think, Ian, of that real quick? Let's record that quick reaction.
Yeah,
Was those facts astounding to you?
It's always very hurtful to see how we handle our planets. It goes back to me to that consumerism, the mentality that's I don't like it. We have a beautiful planet. We need to take care of it. I think it's back in big corporations that have massive influence, but I think we as a world have the responsibility to fix it, and we did beautiful things. We fixed the ozone layer by we made the worlds cooperate together, but it's saddening to see that it's still happening. And I think we need to take action. I don't think we need to wait. We need to make people aware, make sure that we have a plan ready to go, and we have not the polarized idea of climate change is not good. We just need to make sure, like, we've got to listen to science. There are problems we're gonna face in our future. I need to fix it. I think always.
I couldn't agree more. What do you think, Olga?
Yeah, I just want to share that for me, when I learned that only 10% of plastic is being recycled and everything else is just going to landfills, I was shocked, because I was recycling plastic for a year, very carefully washing all the yogurt bottles and so on. And then this information. Yeah, did you know that plastic recycling is also one of insecure areas of our life?
I'm really not fond of the plastic right away. We're in Ghent, we're like busy with it, doing like little projects, but it needs to be fixed on the bigger hand. I think like plastic, we really should abolish it. It's nice we don't have plastic straws anymore, but it's like, all right, we need to make an alternative for plastic that doesn't screw up the planet. I think that's an action plan that's like really need to be fixed like fast from big corporations who are making a lot of waste. I'm like, right, you take your responsibility. You're earning a lot of money, not paying a lot of tax, so get your investments right on fixing the planet.
We are coming again to the roots. If human life was the first value in the society, that wouldn't happen, because it wouldn't be just about pay us fine and continue doing what you're doing, right? No, it will be like, if you're spoiling humans' health, if you're spoiling the health of our planet, you should stop. otherwise, like society will take action. Not just a fine, not just, I don't know, signing some document or giving a bribe to someone. No, it should be very strictly controlled. And for that, we need a transparency. We need awareness of society, so no one can pass by just thinking that it's not related to him. This problem nowadays is related to everyone, every human in the world. Thank you so much for saying that we need to raise awareness. This is exactly what we are doing now in the creative society. That is why we are showing all these videos and information about which problems we are facing, because until we are aware, we won't be able to bear it.
Yeah, it goes back to what Jason said, like we should really change the construct of value, that it doesn't on profit but like on human life. If that would be installed, a lot of things would change. It would be not around the profits, but it would be around human life. So yeah.
Well, call me an altruist, but I engage in business too, okay? And when you engage in research and development and analysis of the markets you're penetrating, okay, you're trying to find out who your customers are. So to me, I want to give value when I conduct tree work. You know, you're an entrepreneur as well. You want to bring value. So to me, it should already be in the equations. But if that's not like well practiced in society and it's only in a small niche of people, then of course we need awareness to bring out the values that we're talking about today. So people can go, oh, hold on a second. Yeah, that's right. We used to operate that way. We used to improve upon our products. There used to not be a degradation of things, and move forward, right?
Yeah, totally agree. I like the idea. You just need to the construct of value. We need to change that. That's I think the root of a lot of problems we're now facing today. And it just got so out of hand. So we need to really deconstruct some systems, but it's necessary, else we're gonna go in a dark way. Cheers. Thanks for
Thank you, guys. We were gonna watch also some videos about technologies, but I just don't want to make this video too heavy for viewers. 30 minutes is like a very good time for getting their attention. So I will just invite everyone who will watch this video to watch a full forum called Global Crisis. We are people, we want to live, to get acquainted with the problems we are facing as humanity, but also with solutions, technologies, amazing innovations which we can use to bear this crisis and live as one solid united society. And now we'll watch just one last short video, a little of motivation from Sasha Stone from US, also from our TikTok account.
Many good people in the world today, arguably 99% of human beings are good people, and yet all around us we're seeing insanity prevail. And that is because, to repeat that old adage, all it requires for evil to prevail in this world is for enough good people to do nothing.
True.
I'm not going to add to that. I was going to say something very smart and intelligent, but that's really the root of everything. And thank you, Ian, for showing us and our viewers and being with us today. And, because learning should lead to action. Yeah. If you learn something, it should lead to action.
Yeah, I think indeed it's sometimes difficult to engage or to see a whole world that's going to shit and like, all right, but how can I help? And I think it's always in the little things, just really, really small things, just helping people, like, how you doing, getting more connection. I think that's the way, and I'm also very grateful of the creative society that I found it, like, all right, indeed, let's do it, and we can do it together, and you're not alone, and let's just begin with little things, learning things, talking to each other, and trying bit by bit, making the world a little bit better. If we all do that, I have hope. I do have hope.
Thank you so much, Ian. I just want to add that, if people, let's say, with bad motivation can unite in this world to create some stupid system for us, some rules to control us, why not good people with good intention can unite to build something beautiful as the creative society? I think united we can.
Yeah, totally agree.
You know, I recall a billboard before we leave, and I really think it's applicable to the whole thing. We are inspired by the possibility.
That's true.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you, Ian, for joining us today, for your beautiful intentions. Thank you, Jason, for co-hosting. Thanks to our dear viewers, and see you on Creative Society.
Thanks. Cheers. Oh, I really like that. We have so much possibilities when sometimes we're outside, we're just meeting with people, we're like, all right, this is it. Why? If I turn on my television, there is so much hate and pain and misery. We all know it's not necessary. Perfect opportunity to really dare to try to change the world a little bit. I think now is the perfect time.